1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza. Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza. Word.
Never had it easy. Always looking right harder for myself. There were too many options. One by one, they're placed back on the shelf. Why did it take so long to finally get the message through?
We are live on Palapalooza with Fallen Monuments. Hey, welcome, gentlemen.
Oh,
Starting off better.
Much better.
beautiful intro.
Yes. So Gary, Todd, Brandon, Aaron, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I've been looking forward to this, dude.
So have we.
Thank you for having us.
Todd, you're breaking your fingers and stuff. Do you want to explain what happened there? It's the Instagram craze these days, seeing all about your finger. What happened, dude?
Gore.
I had a wood sliver pierced through my index finger on my right hand,
Ouch.
and it's like I was talking to you about it earlier. It's not a very interesting story, but
Hey, bored already.
bored already. Right? If you have to preface it, it's not even worth telling the story, right?
Cool, let's not hear about it. All right, moving on now.
Hey,
Hey,
I want to know.
experiments. No.
Crazy parkour.
Gary and I have bets on what you did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to hear
How
mine?
did you do it,
well,
bro?
let me know what you bet on first, just so I can
Well,
think about it.
I thought you were trying to show your kid, like, no, this is how you heel flip. And you went into and you ended up in a planter box, and you're like, fuck, my finger.
Okay, is he correct?
Well, actually, we weren't betting. We both kind of thought the same thing.
Was it
We're going
skating
for the
related,
over-under.
bro?
It was not skateboarding related.
Okay.
Sadly.
Not that cool.
So you've been over there. You know where the dining room table is, right there by the sliding glass?
Yes,
We put a large leaf in there to expand the table for Easter brunch when we had my family over.
got it.
I was pulling it out,
Okay.
putting the table back to its
Always
small
good,
size.
Always good to pull out.
Pull out early.
Okay.
I lost my grip on the leaf, tried to catch it, it slid through my hand. That was it.
Domesticated, bro. You
That's
are
it.
domesticated.
Yes.
That's the rock star story. You
Should have said you were doing a heel flip.
You should
Yeah,
have
I
stuck with the skateboarding. Well, I'm
right.
glad you're doing okay, and I'm glad you get to rock out here today. I'm stoked for this. What songs are you guys doing? Do you know?
yeah.
I requested
what are we gonna
Old
do?
Friend. I thought
You
that'd
did,
be cool.
you did.
But
We're
you don't
gonna
have
do-
to.
We're going to do Old Friend for you, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yay.
All right. We'll do it. We'll do
Okay.
it.
And maybe something else.
And maybe something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Aaron's got his kit here.
I
He's
had
got-
to be difficult.
He's gonna.
He brought his 8-piece Neil Peart kit. So
His Neil Peart.
37 cymbals.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about experiments, dude. You guys just released this 3-song EP with 2 covers, right?
Yeah,
And an
yeah.
original. What made you guys decide to do covers? To be
Well-
fun and different?
Well, really, it was, we released our first full length last May, and it
Right.
had been a while, and we said, we're itching to start writing and recording stuff, and we said, let's take some time, we'll schedule it out and really focus on writing. But this one new song just kind of came out,
Right.
just organically in the middle, like beginning of a practice, and it was pretty much a full form song in just a few seconds, and then. A little bit of time went by. I went, I really want to record this. I don't want to lose this song. So we said, oh, well, let's record this and put out a single. And the more we started talking about it, we were also remembering that we wanted to do an EP with covers. And so we thought, well, in our live set, we usually have a handful of these covers that we already do anyway.
Right.
So let's take 2 of the ones that we really like, mix it with this one single that we have, and just throw it out. Really for us, so we had something, because we've just been itching to put something else out, and we know another full length will take a little bit.
Right.
And we're totally, suckers for doing songs outside of our genre, which
Yeah,
you
dude.
are too, and
Yes,
making
yeah.
them our own. And so it just seemed like a perfect fit.
Yeah, and the original was It Doesn't Mean a Thing,
Yeah,
correct? Which
yeah.
is a banger, as the kids say.
Yeah,
It's a good
exactly.
one.
And I think it was one of those ones where, anybody in a band
What was
knows,
her
like,
name?
yeah. One guy's like, oh, let me tune up, or someone's,
Right.
not doing it. Then the other 3 all of a sudden just find themselves writing a song or 2, or it's like whenever someone's not at practice or you're distracted and noodling becomes a thing. And it was one of those instances where like a riff just turned into a song, and like within one practice, we're like, oh shit, it's done. Like, cool.
Awesome.
We actually find that happening a lot, I think, just because we've been playing music together for so long together. It just kind of
Yeah.
just happens.
Yeah, let's talk
We
about
don't have
that,
to
dude.
force it.
You
Yeah.
guys have known each other for a little bit, right?
We're old fucks. That's for
20,
sure.
20 years plus?
Plus,
Yeah.
yeah.
So why don't we bring it back to, I think we have to mention Dogmatic on this podcast, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's over. You will never win. Is this really all I've got today? When everything is wrong, there's so much left to prove.
Which, yeah, you're rocking the shirt.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Who was in the original Dogmatic?
Well, let's see. So, Aaron, Brandon, and I went to high school together. We were in a little band called Milkbone, right?
Yeah,
Is that what
Milkbone's what it started as.
we started out this band called Milkbone, and then we went like, Milkbone's a dumb name. Let's get a better name.
No, a rapper had that name.
Yeah, that's what it was. No, but even better. Then we changed our name to Dogmatic. We found out there's a rapper named Dogmatic too. So we're like,
right.
all right, okay, cool. But yeah, it was the three of us and
Brandon Williams.
and Brandon Williams. And Brandon was playing bass, and he had that
Yes.
whole shiflet, face-to-face crazy finger style because
Right.
he was a shredding guitar player forever. When he said, let me play bass for you guys, like, you're too good. We
Yeah.
can't have you play. And
Yeah.
he picked up the bass and started doing all those runs. Like, okay, you're in.
You're in.
And yeah, and that was our lineup for a really long time. And then we had a few switcheroos here and there, but yeah,
Nice.
it was what 2006, 7 we stopped doing that.
When you stopped, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And you started in what, 99?
Yeah, well, no, more like 97,
Yeah,
98.
the
Okay.
Milkbone
Yeah.
thing, and that
Yeah.
started in, Winston Wittes.
Yeah.
He was
Small
the
World.
original.
He was the original bass player
Yeah.
in Milkbone.
Was he really?
Yes,
How
yes, he
funny.
was.
Yeah,
And we were
yeah.
playing in his garage.
Yep.
That is crazy. He DJs now, and
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
DJ and have my company. He's doing an event for me today. That's
Oh, shit.
such a small world, dude. Yeah.
Give him a high five for us.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Yeah.
He does like motivational speaking and stuff
Yeah,
now.
totally,
Yeah, he's
totally.
very cool. Well, cool. And then, Willis obviously joined in, right?
Yeah. And he like elevated
And just
all
a
of us.
shredder. Yeah, you guys
exactly.
mentioned that.
Because we were all like, we know power chords. Like, no, man, let me show you something
No.
about scales.
Let me
Like,
show
what
you-
is this?
Let me show you some theory, bro.
Or we used to look at us and go like, why do you guys do these crazy key modulations? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. We're just,
Yeah.
We're just happy you want to be here.
yeah.
It was very cool having you guys reunite for the
Yeah.
Halloween show. That was a
Oh,
lot
it was
of fun.
So the cool thing was when Dogmatic, when we kind of split and we were playing with Todd's band Changing Names a lot.
Right.
And
So sporting the shirt.
yeah,
Hey,
oh my God.
bringing it back.
This is so funny.
That was not planned.
Yeah.
I should have wore a Fat Chance shirt today.
Hells yeah.
And we had this total kinship where we just kind of really just clicked right out the gate. And so we had a great time playing with these
I was
guys.
actually going to SDSU with Willis.
Yes.
He was in the guitar
Wow.
program with me at SDSU, yeah.
Wow, very cool, dude.
And then so some of the Changing Names stuff, they started incorporating, this drop D, like real cool sus chords and things like that. And then as Dogmatic was winding down, I started talking to Todd about some of our musical tastes that were really similar. And so we went like, all right, let's do something else. And so Brandon, Todd, and his brother Jeff and I started like a rock outfit called Strike the Design and did that for a while. And that was all like alt rock. I don't even know what
Really?
genre we could, or what band
Straying
we could
away
say.
from punk for a little bit, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, it was all the
Like
drop
Bush?
D suspend. No, yeah, exactly.
I think there was a little bit of like Deftones in there, maybe a little bit of Failure, maybe
Okay,
a little
a
bit
little
of
harder.
like,
Yeah.
Incubus.
a little bit like Incubus.
Oh yeah, totally. And then so, and then we all had kids and went, okay, Todd and I had kids and went, we just don't have the time, the schedule, and after a few years, I think we were having scotch over in Aaron's backyard and did the whole like,
Just a
screw
little
it.
bit of it.
Yeah, like let's get the band back together, man. And
Yeah.
he said, okay, we're gonna get back together. We're not gonna put any labels on the music. We're not gonna say let's be a rock band, let's be a punk band. Let's just get together and write. And right out the gate, it was like punk. We're like, yep, it feels right. It feels right to be back.
Yeah.
And so the three of us started jamming together, and then Brandon was off, gallivanting around on tours. And we're like,
Yeah.
Were you
Yeah.
touring with?
I was
who?
playing with a band named Cast Off.
Okay, Cast Off. All right, very cool.
and so we reached out. We're like, it just doesn't feel right without Brandon. So we're like, Brandon, I know you're in Cast Off and you're on tour right now. will you please do us the honor
Yeah.
of being
And
our
it worked
bass
out
player?
great because we got back from tour and the band fell apart. So that's something to go right into.
And we had
Cast Off
nothing
did?
to, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And we had nothing
Europe
to do
will do
with
that to you. 2.5 weeks on the East Coast and a week in Europe will do that to you.
Wow. A punk band? I'll have to
Yeah.
throw a
It's
snippet
skate
of
punk,
them. Okay, cool. And they're no more.
No more. We kind of got back together for a little while under the name Surface Report.
Yeah, of
then
course.
That wound down. Bill now is playing in Chaser, so he's off doing that thing. Matter of fact, he's at Grows Rock this weekend in Belgium. So.
Surface Report was my brother from another mother, right? Jesse Cook?
Oh yeah, Jesse Cook.
Yeah.
Insufficiency. Twisted words.
Mr.
Yep.
Cook.
Yep, Mr. Cook,
Awesome.
and he
Very cool.
He's living in Milwaukee now, doing his thing
Right.
and
We miss
trying
you,
to
Jesse.
stay warm. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, he was cool. He was a big supporter of the scene.
Yeah, he was a
Oh
great
yeah,
dude.
he was a great guy.
Absolutely.
My daughter still talks about when Jesse was throwing her around at the punk rock food drive
What a dick.
during the Surface Report set.
Yeah,
she
really.
loved it. She
Ma
thinks
said
it was
she loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It converted her into a punk rocker almost immediately.
That's
That's rad. So, Aaron, we got to mention your house is kind of legendary here in the scene a little bit, right? It goes way back. I've been blacked out at your
Oh,
house
yeah.
several times
Oh,
in
yeah.
the 90s, you know? No.
At the compound.
We've remodeled away all the bad memories.
I think we talked about my old singer, Zach, who
Yeah.
eventually formed with 3 Foot.
Yeah.
He got into some shenanigans over there, huh? Do you
Oh
wanna
yeah,
tell
he
a
was
story?
trying to run through walls and
He'd run through walls?
I am
yeah.
a golden god kind of moment, jumping off a roof and
Oh yeah,
He was the ultimate kind of rock star, huh?
oh yeah.
oh yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, he got choked out by a pair of women's panties too. That
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
there was a friend of ours there, and she was like, "You better stop talking. I'm gonna take off my panties and I'm gonna choke you with them." And she dropped trout right
that was
there.
Oh, yeah.
Big Will's girlfriend
Yeah,
at the time.
Alicia.
Alicia.
Was it?
Yeah.
How funny.
Crazy, but yeah. So we all lived there. Well, other than Todd, but Todd had been over there many times as well, and so I moved out for a couple of years, and my buddy's dad owned that house. So came back a couple of years later, decided to rent it, and you know, in my kind of fashion, I went, I'm going to buy this place. This looks good. I don't want to move. So yeah, bought it in like 2013, and now it's our studio and recording space and all that other good stuff.
It was a really smart move, by the way, because moving sucks, and I know, and I thank you for helping me with mine. Yeah.
Well, see, what was great though is that while you were staying there, you started remodeling stuff, and so it became a foregone conclusion. You're like,
Yeah, I'm just going to
shit,
say
I better buy this place. I've made it so much better. I'm just,
it's time to move. Done.
Yeah. You guys, and you engineer everything, right? There? Or
Gary and I do.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
You've done some pre-pro, I think, for projects around town, right? Like the Rough and
yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly. I mean, we'd like to do more. It's always a timing thing, but
yeah,
it's one of those things where we really enjoy doing it.
right.
And because we started doing it selfishly for ourselves, but we just went down that rabbit hole where
Yeah.
it's just the process itself is something that we really, really enjoy doing. So we want to, keep doing it as much as possible.
Especially if you find a band that you're really into and you can get behind, and
Right.
I mean it helps. It really it's
Makes
great.
it more fun
Yeah.
if you like them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, cool. Anything else going on? I do think that we need to shout out our show, and this is like an official release.
Yeah.
August 3rd, 90s Goes Punk Rock at
Yeah.
Himmelberg's, dude. You guys
Yeah.
just confirmed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's Fallen Monuments, The Petty Saints, Ready, Set, Survive, and special guest.
Oh, nice.
Who's the
We'll
special
keep
I
you
love
in-
that band.
We'll keep you
yeah.
inside.
yeah. I hope
Keep you in suspense, yeah. So,
Hey,
August
inside
3rd.
tip. I heard special guest is Brian McKnight.
R. Kelly.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I thought
exactly.
it was genuine.
Is genuine.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
90s Goes
Wow.
Punk Rock, dude, at Himmelberg's. We were kind of chatting about songs to do. Do you guys have anything in mind?
Boom,
90s?
boom, boom. I want you in my room. Maybe like Mambo #5.
Dude, Mama #5. Holy shit. You could do
We're
some
gonna do-
Backstreet Boys. You could do some Britney.
Crisscross Jump
Yeah,
by
yeah,
Chris
yeah,
Cross.
exactly.
I could totally see
Or maybe we'll
Garrett-
do the crisscross deep cut, like I missed the bus.
It's got to be funny, right? Or you could
just
take
good.
it two approaches. You could try to make it serious, which I see you guys really taking your time with the cover and making it good, obviously. But a fucking song like Crisscross or
dude.
Jump by House of Pain, dude. Like,
Yeah,
let's just have some fun with it too, you know?
Yeah, and I
Yes.
think it's kind of like our philosophy with covers in general is that we kind of want to go off the beaten path.
Right.
We don't want to do something, even when in our normal set covers that we incorporate, we don't want something that someone's going to hear right away and go, "Oh, that's that song." We kind of
Right.
want to, kind of like how we did with the songs on Experiments.
I'm thinking about West fascination under the Milky Way tonight.
Everyone's like, I recognize that song, but I don't know what it is. And then they
Absolutely.
hear it and
You do a good job at making it your own sound and everything too. Yeah.
yeah, we try to.
Yeah.
for sure.
There's a big process of weeding things out and going, nope, that
that
doesn't work.
sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. You guys are one of my faves locally.
Oh,
Thank
No
thanks.
shit. Yeah. You guys have a great sound. I'm stoked you're here. I'm stoked to see you unplugged. That's going to be awesome. Do you do that often?
No, but we've been talking about it more. That especially when we're picking out what songs we're going to do.
Yeah.
This was
This
the
is a-
catalyst.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. We started going like it. Well, the date because we booked this with you a while back.
Yeah, it's
right?
been a few months.
So it just kept looming. We're like, it's getting closer. We need to work. We need to figure out what are we going to do. And the closer it got, we realized like, oh. And then when we sat down and actually played it, we're like, this is a lot of fun. And
It
we would
clicked
love
a
to
little
do. We'd love to do like an acoustic set, an acoustic show, and we're even like harkening back to the days of like the old Dogmatic days. Remember Scolari's office, all the shows back
Of
there.
course.
And there was a couple cool acoustic shows we did there, and it was some of the most fun we'd ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So like, yeah, we got to get that going.
Because you
again.
didn't have all that gear to haul around.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
this is great.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah.
I really look forward to it. I mean, your vocals and everything you guys got going on, your sound, it's going to be good acoustic.
I got to warm up my voice.
Aaron's going to be real loud. Yes, sir.
Coincidentally, what is the guy's name who owns the Riviera and Rosie's?
Oh,
that's Jason.
yeah.
Yeah, Jason at Rosie O'Grady's was, I guess, reaching out to
yeah.
Loons about, having Fallen Monuments play an acoustic set over there. So
Dope.
that came shortly after we were starting to gear up for this. I was like, okay, I guess we're going to do some acoustic stuff.
Fallen Monuments coming to a coffee shop near
Oh,
you.
totally.
Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess they do they have an actual like acoustic punk night there once a month or something like that. So
Do they? That's
yeah,
very cool. If you can pull it off, which I know you guys can, I think it'd be cool, man. I was thinking about doing maybe like a Palapalooza fest, either here or maybe at the beach. I know Darren's been talking about doing like a bonfire pit where all the bands get together and jam out acoustics. So
Yeah,
I think
that'd
that'd
be
be fun.
rad.
Drum
dude.
circle, I love it.
drum circle.
A drum circle, drop some LSD and hang out. And,
No, don't you know it's about microdosing now, Troy?
is it? I don't know. What
Swear.
is this? Yeah.
It's all these executives are doing. They're like higher level brain functions, but not all the crazy tripping balls shit.
Really? Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God. Is that the new thing?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Wowzers. I do know herpes is going around at, at
Oh,
Coachella.
yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know that's a related topic.
Oh,
but,
there's a great video going around right now where it's like some radio station that went out there and they're interviewing all these gals about like who paid for your Coachella ticket.
Really?
And they're all like, oh, these shoes were $3,000 and this shirt is like, oh, this outfit's $5,000. Like, who paid for your ticket? My dad. Or like, or I sucked this dude's dick for these tickets. You're like, oh shit.
I shared something about that the other day, like 250 new cases of herpes
Yeah.
breaking out at
Oh,
Coachella. Is it
man.
Coachella, right?
Yeah,
Or Stagecoach,
yeah,
one of
no,
those.
Did Spinal Tap play
No,
there
it was
this year?
Coachella.
What's that, Aaron?
I said, did Spinal Tap play there this year?
It doesn't appeal to me being close to 40 years old. That's just not appealing anymore. But anyways, So I did want to ask you guys, you guys have been around for a while in the scene. How do you feel the scene is today compared to 20 years ago? I know that's an open-ended question, but I'm always interested in hearing that from guys like you.
I think it's definitely different because I think there's a shortage of all ages venues nowadays.
There is.
Where, back when we first got into it, there were a lot
The
of places
scene,
to
the
play.
epicenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Area 51, which was Soul Kitchen before that.
Right,
Yeah.
right here in El Cajon.
Yeah, there were a lot of places. So that's one thing. But I do feel that actually it kind of went away for a little while that that the bands that are coming out are getting a little bit younger. Like they're starting at it again
But-
at a younger age and getting
Right.
into it.
Or is that just us getting older?
Yeah,
it is us
It
getting
could
older
be,
too?
yeah.
But
A new revival of music,
Well-
a new kind of surge. Yeah, sure.
And I'm totally, this is just my total bias, but when we stopped for like late 2000, 2006 to 2010, and even a little bit beyond, seemed like the whole punk scene just kind of died. And maybe that was because we weren't out there into it, but it was very much every band had like the band name that was like 5 words long. Like,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Like the scarcity of time in the apocalypse. You're like, oh my God. And it was just like the whole emo thing was like at its peak and just rampant. And, it just wasn't good.
That would have been like post 2006. So
Yeah.
see, I was out of it then too.
Yeah,
So I want to
it
blame
just-
it on that. It was
yeah,
because
it's just-
me and you were out
Yeah,
of it.
we stepped out. See what happens when the adults leave and they came. No,
Such
but,
egos, bro. No.
But when we jumped back in and started playing and started meeting up with you guys and the
There's a
Rough and
lot
all these
going
other bands,
on. It seems
there's
like-
all these bands again now where we go,
Right.
oh shit, they're keeping the sound that we really love alive.
Right.
And there's a lot of these young bands that are doing it now too.
Right.
We're going, oh, okay, cool. We got hope for the future. The scene is doing well right now. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So we're stoked to try to play a part in that bigger scene right now because I think we're having a good resurgence.
Yeah. And Todd, you're with San Diego Punk. I have to mention that. And you do a lot for the scene. Who is involved with San Diego Punk these days? It's you, Ryan, and Mitch, right?
That's it. Just the three
Just
of
the
us.
three of you. Who is Ryan, dude? I've not met him.
Ryan is my wife's
The
cousin's
mastermind.
husband.
You're right. Okay, so family. All right.
Pretty much family.
Did you guys
yeah.
start San Diego Punk together or?
No. San Diego Punk's been around since the early 2000s. It
Okay.
was started by Joel Shinegross way back when.
Okay.
He ran it for a good, I'd say, close to a decade. And
Okay, cool.
And
he
that
eventually,
message board was epic. Like back in those
yeah, I think I remember
old
that,
dogmatic
yeah.
3 foot and everything days like that, everybody was on that message board like all day, every day.
Very cool.
It was like the place to be.
Yeah, nice, dude.
yeah, he ended up shipping off to Europe for school, and he actually stayed over there and has been doing work
Okay.
overseas. I'm not entirely. He's some sort of like environmentalist.
He's hanging out with Zach.
scientist guy.
He's
yeah.
hanging out with Zach
Yeah,
Coco.
he probably is
Yeah.
actually. Actually, I don't even know if it's Europe. It might be Australia.
somewhere.
I'm
Yeah.
honestly not sure.
Maybe Bakersfield.
Yeah, across the pond.
Across the pond for sure. He ended up selling the site to another guy whose name escapes me. I've worked with the website through all three owners, and that middle period after Joel gave up the URL, it just kind of died. I think the previous owner really focused on trying to use it as a platform to promote his own band more than anything else. So
Right.
he didn't really have a lot of coverage. Loons and I wrote for him. We did, music reviews and stuff. And finally, when the URL expired, he wasn't aware of when that deadline was coming up. And that's when
You swooped it up, huh?
our cousin went in there and just bought it right out from under him.
Really?
Yeah, that was 3-4 years ago, something like
Was
that.
he okay with that, or was there some?
He didn't
some
have a
issues
choice.
there? Okay.
Hostile
That's a,
takeover.
that's a
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
That's a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transaction
It's
there.
an acquisition.
Interesting. An acquisition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so you guys have been running San Diego Punk since what year?
I want to say it was 2015 or 14
Okay,
when
so
we,
for the past
when we
few
took
years.
that back over. Yeah.
So right about very cool. Right when I joined back up with the scene.
Yes.
So you did it for me.
Just for you.
Yeah,
like
thank you.
Troy's coming back.
Troy's coming back. We might as well get San
He's
Diego
got a
Punk.
band. Yep.
Start pumping his band.
Yes.
That's very cool. I really have to thank you guys for everything you do for the scene and the articles and the reviews and sending Mitch out with video and sharing stuff.
Yeah,
really,
that
it's-
guy's
it's-
killing it.
I'm
I
glad
love
Mitch
it.
is rad. And Fishing for Chips, they're doing a few out of town dates with the Rough coming up here. Follow those guys, Fishing for Chips, a lot of fun. The Rough as well.
I'm glad somebody appreciates the SDP work. There's a lot of ungrateful people out there. We try to promote and we try to
Right.
keep it, for the most part, neutral. Obviously, if I'm doing a record review, the chances are I'm going to say something positive and something negative. And I get a lot of backlash for that sometimes, and that's the part of running this site that kind of makes me more disinterested over time. I get sick of people trying to control the press and
Right.
and tell us what we can or can't say. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus right now.
I'm not going to hate on them the whole
yeah,
time.
but
Yeah, you did our review, and I cried myself to sleep. So thank you. No, just kidding. I think someone else did our review for San Diego Punk, or maybe not.
I
don't know.
kind of
But
made
anyways.
I kind of made it a point to try and not do reviews of like friends bands.
Okay,
and
there
things
you
like
go.
that. Like I had a hard time. I did one for when. For Cast Off and for Surface Report, and those are hard to do because you're trying to put something out there
Right.
that sounds objective and not be
Right.
biased towards your friends. So.
What about Fallen Monuments? Who did that one?
10
Nope.
out of 10.
Nobody.
We did it. We did a
No?
perfect review. yeah. Todd and Brandon both teamed up on that review. This is the best
That was
release
the
of
only
all
review
time.
that was 100% positive.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, I want to jump back in time to your original question when you were talking about, what do we think about the scene? And I wanted to put a shout out there to Slaboratory because I think
yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't have this conversation without bringing up, Trent and Robert and John and all those guys. I feel like during that time Gary was talking about earlier when the scene had just kind of died with respect to punk, I think those guys came together and started bringing in some of the legacy bands from
Yeah.
Epitaph and Fat Records. And I think
Right.
it sparked a lot of new energy with guys like us who used to play that stuff and were like, you know what? We should do this again too. I don't know why we ever stopped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's
They're getting some
absolutely
headliners in San Diego for sure. And yes, shout out. Slab gets a lot of love on this podcast, and I've invited them to be on to chat more about Slaboratories, so I think they'll be on. But yeah, that's a definitely good shout out. And it feels like there's a lot of promoters around town, man, like the Rock Talks and the Through Being Cool and
Yeah.
like legit cool promoters, man, that are doing
Oh,
a good
no,
job and
yeah.
not trying to fuck over bands.
Absolutely. We all remember some of those promoters where they're like, you want to play on the show? It's just going to be you and 8 bands, and you have a 20-minute set, and you just got to sell these 15 tickets.
And you have to sell the
Yeah,
tickets, and you have to
exactly.
flyer.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like, what the fuck
yeah.
are you doing? You're
Like,
making the money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're taking the
exactly.
money, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
So.
going to throw anyone under the bus with that, Gary?
I'm going to say
Please
it's
do. They're probably not around anymore.
a
Dude.
3-word name. I don't know. I'm not-
Is it a 5-word name?
yeah, exactly.
He lives with his mom. That's all.
He might have worked at Cane's.
Yeah. Oh, Cane's, rest in peace.
Oh, I miss
That was
Cane's.
such a great
I miss
venue.
Cane's. It was such a.
That was a great venue. One of the few places that could be all ages, and you would just get the wristband and go next door to the bar.
They tried
Right.
that. That's
Yeah.
how they lost their liquor license.
Yeah. Well, it was the same thing with the Jumping Turtle, right?
Yep.
There was,
Yeah.
another
Yep.
great North County venue that lost its license, and
I think Tim Piles has talked about doing an all ages venue around town, and more power to you, Tim. We're gonna have him on, so that would be awesome.
I worry
think
about
that'd be-
Himmelberg's. They have that little area over there. They're calling it an all ages venue. Man,
Right.
when we played there the first time, I had both of my kids in there. They're, 10 and 13, and I was thinking,
It's a bar.
I have my kids in a bar right now.
it's
Yeah,
it's full on bar.
I did the same thing. I brought my daughter. We played on her birthday. She's 6.
Yes.
And it was opening day, Padres opening day. We
Yeah.
walked in and everyone was just hammered.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And having a great time. And Himmelberg's is amazing. Josh over there is like the kindest dude in the world when it comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
booking. Like I've been going back and
Oh,
forth
yeah.
with them. Super responsive. Very cool. I can't say enough good stuff about Himmelberg's, but
Well, Josh gets it. He's one of those guys you
Josh
meet and
is
you go,
rad.
oh, he gets it. He
he gets it. He's
Yeah.
into punk. He's
Yeah.
into, he wants original bands. He doesn't
Exactly.
want cover bands, which is cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people downtown would want like a DJ or
Oh,
cover
totally.
bands and stuff, and he's rocking original punk bands, which is cool. But yes, I hear that, Todd. I totally do. It's a
fine line. It's a very fine line.
it's a
yeah.
bar. It's a bar.
I hope they can keep
It's more
it
of a
going.
bar vibe.
Yeah, for all of our sakes.
I
Please-
love that
please-
it's all ages,
Yeah, please
dude.
keep
Yeah.
it going. Please keep it going.
Yeah, let's get the daughters in the mosh pit, bro.
No kidding.
We probably shouldn't be talking about it on things like podcasts and stuff because it just draws attention to it. Yeah.
Maybe I'll take this section out. Who knows?
Just all redacted.
Edit.
Yeah.
So cool. Distance and Time, your full length, which
Yeah.
is incredible. One of seriously my local favorites.
I just want to be left alone.
Really. Thank
And
you,
I have
Troy.
to commend you on doing a full length. A lot of locals don't.
Yeah.
It's more time consuming, more expensive, I guess, up front.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's one of those things where, when we put the full length and it came together, and I totally get the other side of the argument of, okay, well, the attention spans don't seem to be there. It's way more gratifying to just grab a couple songs and throw them out and then just keep this cycle of
Right.
going like, okay, we'll do a couple songs. But
Consistent. Yeah.
we also have, I think because we've been around for a while, we have that kind of older school mentality of I want a
Right.
body of work that is supposed to be consumed like in total, and there's we put thought into like, okay, this is going to be the order of the songs in it, and we're gonna kind of tell an overall like story or feeling, not like a concept album, but you know what I mean. Like it's a body of
Absolutely.
work that's supposed to be together. And that's why we did this little EP though, because we also got to scratch that itch of like,
Totally.
man, I cannot wait to put out another full length. I got to do something right now.
You're conflicted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I rock it all the time. It's the go-to gym album.
Oh, nice.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's
Thank you very
great.
much.
No, I'm very stoked for you guys. You mentioned another full length.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's one of those things where we went, okay, these songs are great, but it's time, and we just feel like, okay, we have more ideas that we're starting to put out there. I think, again, we could go the route of like the EPs, but I think we really enjoy the writing process and having that full,
Right.
LP. So
Pretty cool.
we're going to start, hammering that stuff out and figuring out what it's going to be.
Awesome.
Maybe it's going to be an alt rock band album. I don't know.
Maybe they'll change their name to a
Yeah.
5-word band
Yeah,
name.
exactly.
Who knows?
Like, yeah.
And plus, you have your own studio. That kind of helps
Yeah,
with a full-length
absolutely.
album.
It does. It helps
Do you pay
tremendously.
Aaron? No.
yeah, and beers in the fridge.
And beers in the fridge. Yeah.
Actually, he gives us.
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
shit.
beers.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
You're not supposed to say
Annie
that,
up.
Todd.
That's hilarious, dude. Love it. We'll do a rapid fire segment, all right? We're going to do a couple quick segments, and then we'll have you guys jam acoustic, which I'm very excited about, man. No use or no effects? We'll start with Todd.
No use.
No effects.
No effects.
No use.
Okay, 50-50. All right. You guys can fight about that later.
You guys are wrong.
Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
Nirvana.
Bringing it back
Yeah,
to the 90s.
Nirvana, hands
Really?
down.
Yeah, Nirvana. all
Everyone
the way.
okay? All right.
Nirvana, hands down.
All right.
Yeah, no.
What was that?
No,
Was that Eddie Vedder in the backyard, bro?
This is a Vedder-free zone.
Right. When I hear tell on a yabba dabba doo da. A little Fred Flintstone in there as well. Favorite guitar riff that comes to mind, dude? Could be punk rock, could be whatever. We get Eddie Van Halen's on here. We get Angus Young. Is there a guitar riff that you hear, man, that you're just like, yeah, that's very cool?
Bring out your dead. Strung out.
There you go. Insert that now. Or bass. You play guitar though as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play guitar too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a very good guitar player or bass player, but I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
Right. I like it.
Oh, geez, I'd say as far as like a bass riff that sticks out, Face to Face, Walk the Walk.
If I'm going guitar, I'm going to have to go old school surf stuff, Dick Dale.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like
Really?
Misery.
Oh, yeah.
I-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me
like
too. Yeah, for me, I don't know. You know what? Probably not like one of my favorite of all times, but one just keeps playing in my head over and over because I was just listening to it. I was just talking about the other day that band, the Kite Eating Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Their first
So
full
good.
length.
Kite-Eating Tree.
The Kite Eating Tree.
Oh, check 'em
is
out, man.
So
They're
good.
awesome.
That's right.
And it's
I will.
this song called "Softer Scenes the Pavement," and the opening. Oh, the opening to that song is so rad. But no, they're a killer band, and they just disappeared, just vanished for 15 years, and then just
Interesting.
released a new album in March, and it picked up like right where they left off, and it is amazing.
Wow.
So anybody listening to this, go listen to the Kite Eating Tree. They're 2 albums. They are so fantastic. I think they're like a LA band.
Yeah,
Very cool.
they are. And
Yeah.
we happened upon them it was just kind of random, man. We were at
Ken
the
Club.
Yeah, Ken
They,
Club.
they were playing with Crash Kills 4.
Oh, is that what we were there for?
Oh,
We
okay.
were trying to figure that out. So we saw them. We're like, oh my fucking god.
Just incredible,
So
huh?
Oh yeah,
good,
yeah,
so
so
good.
good live.
What genre?
Kind of jawbox, no knife,
Got it.
post-punk type
Okay.
of stuff. Yeah, really
Very
good.
cool. I'll check them out. One album on an island.
Oh boy.
I warmed Todd up with this one pre-podcast.
It would be Just Can't Stop the English Beat. I love that record. It's one I can spin top to bottom. I've been listening to it since I was like 8 years old. So
Good answer.
yeah.
Very cool.
That is a really good one.
It's island, it's got the reggae
Yeah, so
stuff.
you're on an island.
Yeah.
Don't know where we're gonna get electricity on the island, but
We're going to play that record
Yeah, so if we're
somehow.
on an island, yeah. Do I have to say UB40? No.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly,
probably
dude.
say
Marley.
Soundgarden Super Unknown.
nice, dude. Okay.
good one.
All right. So Soundgarden was your 90s more so than like STPs and
yeah. Obviously, like that whole band, like that for me, Super Unknown was like a perfect album that you can listen to top to bottom, and every song, there's not a skippable thing in there.
just insane.
It's just amazing, like otherworldly. And then you add that guy's vocals and just go, all right,
Yeah.
nobody
yeah.
can top that.
Absolutely. Oh, agreed. We asked the tough questions here on Palapalooza.
I'm gonna have to go
folks.
face to face, self-titled.
There you go. Cool.
Love that.
Keeping it punk. Yeah. Very cool.
I'm gonna say Megadeth, Rust in Peace.
Really?
That's like the top to bottom best thrash album ever put out in my
There
opinion.
you go. Dave Mustaine, how's he doing?
Doing pretty good so far.
Does he-
I hear lately he's doing pretty good.
He's super religious now, right?
I don't know if he's like,
Or did he just go
I
through
think-
that phase?
yeah.
He was-
Is
But I
he
know
friends
it's-
with Metallica now, or
I don't think so.
has he gotten over that?
Yeah. Everything I do turns to shit. That's such a great scene in that documentary.
Oh my goodness, poor guy.
yeah, they just. I mean, his guitar playing and his
Yeah.
songwriting just. That's a great album.
Good answers, dude. One movie. How about movies? What are you guys into? A movie on an island.
I'm gonna say Home Alone. I can see his,
That is
his
such a funny
head get
movie.
lit on fire and then dunk his head in the toilet full of turpentine or whatever it is,
Right.
or kerosene.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what makes that movie too
Yeah,
is the
filthy
music,
animal.
dude. The
Oh, yeah.
score is just incredible. Who was that?
Is that an Elfman score?
no, I don't think it
okay,
is.
Elfman,
I
is
want to
it?
say like Gold.
Goldschlager, I think that's what it is.
Goldenschlager. Alcohol. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, the music's great. That's a good answer. Home Alone.
Shout out to the Wet Bandits.
Or the Sticky Bandits.
Bandits or the Sticky Bandits. Nice, dude. Love it.
I'd be rocking me some Big Lebowski.
There you go,
That's
dude.
a great one.
Watch it like every year.
Yeah, probably Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty serious. Like
Whose motorcycle is this?
You're on
It's
an
a chopper,
island,
baby.
and all you
It's a
have to
chopper.
watch is this violent
I know.
ass rape scene. Like, I don't know.
Hey!
That's the first scene that comes to Todd's
I
mind.
know, exactly.
Oh, man.
You know, adrenaline shots, to wake people up, just jam it into the chest. Like,
you gotta do is you gotta bring needle down in a stabbing motion. I gotta stab her 3 times. No, you don't gotta fucking stab her 3 times. You just gotta stab her once.
for me, thrashing. Yep.
There you go.
Something with skateboards in it, or something very slapsticky. Perhaps Wedding Crashers or Bridesmaids or something like that.
I'm looking all over for you. I gotta get out of here pronto. I got a stage 5 clinger.
White Chicks.
White Oh, dude. That's great. What is a most memorable show to date for Fallen Monuments?
Oh wow. I'd say, well, I don't know about memorable, but one of my favorite shows so far is when we played with 10 Foot Pole at the Soda Bar. Just the vibe was good in there that night. It was a really fun show. Everything was just clicking. We played well, I thought. And it was cool to see all of those songs. I'm a big 10 Foot Pole fan, with Scott Radinsky singing.
Sure.
And I was always just kind of, I don't know about Dennis. The band still shreds, but his vocals didn't do it for me the way Scott's do. I thought those guys killed it.
They killed it.
In fact, that show changed my perception of Dennis. And I really think that was my favorite. And, like I said, maybe not most memorable, but favorite. It was a fun show.
What year was that?
That was when we-
16,
that was
17?
like seriously, that was like our second or
Yeah.
third show.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
our second. Yeah, I think it was our
A
second.
smaller
show.
venue. Very cool. I saw you guys there recently for that slab show
Yeah,
at the Soda Bar. That's a good show. Good shout out.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I totally agree with all the points that Todd said. I think that show and the Pulley show are kind of tied for me for like the most fun we've had on stage.
That's right. Pulley. Brick by Brick.
No, Soda.
Yeah, as well.
That's right. Oh, that's the one I went to. Hello.
And it's that kind of
It's
thing
early,
that
bro.
makes Laboratory Rule. Just one more shot.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
dude. For sure. Great shows.
I got to go with the Pulley show.
Pulley?
That
Cool.
was a great show. I love that fucking band. So
Yeah.
I was a little
Yeah.
starstruck, I think, too.
I think Skipjack snuck in there, right? Snuck in
Yeah.
that
Yes,
bill.
they did.
got in. And what other bands were on that one?
Versus the World.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Versus
Versus
was
the World.
awesome. Oh, the Lucky Egypts.
guys are awesome.
They
it was
destroyed
just
it.
like a solid fucking
Yeah.
lineup.
That was a good lineup. What's the worst mishap at a show?
Yeah, well, how long do we have?
Anything come to mind where something really got fucked up?
So not in this band, but when I was in Cast Off,
Yeah.
playing, which is now Spacebar. I forget what one of the 20 names were before that.
Let's do the list.
Yeah.
Who's got it?
Silver Dragon, Zombie Lounge,
That was a zombie, yeah.
Radio Room.
Radio Room, Club 11,
Yeah, that's right.
and then I think it's Spacebar, right?
Right.
But yeah, so I was playing there, and we were opening up for Bad Cop, Bad Cop.
It's my lifetime shoes. Not bigots or misogynists, not even all left liberalists.
I straight fell off the stage. I mean, like
Damn.
from the stage onto my back. And I have a '76 Gibson Grabber bass, and I never play it live, and I was playing it that night.
Shit.
Oh yeah, I was afraid. I thought I was gonna like snap this
On your back,
irreplaceable
though?
bass guitar, but as I was falling, I kind of like spun so that I would land on my back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It was kind of like the whole room went silent,
Damn.
and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" I was okay, but
You're all right.
yeah, I mean, my feelings were hurt a little bit. My ego.
Ego bruise.
You took a body shot
Yeah.
over your
Yeah.
guitar, bro.
Yeah. 20 plus years of playing live shows is the first time that ever
That's the
happened.
first one. Damn. Glad you're all right, bro.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'd say there was a show we played years ago at the Jumping Turtle. Gary was talking about that venue earlier.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of eating Taco Bell a few hours before. I thought I was going to drop some mud on stage. I somehow made it through and got across the street to the Jack in the
man.
Box. But man, that was not a comfortable set. And it's funny, that was a showcase we did for Rock 105.3. We were in some contest and we had a song on a compilation that Rock 105 put out through Corona Beer Company.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, man. 45 minutes of the most discomfort I ever remember experiencing, dude.
They're like, Todd is really feeling the music. You can see it on his face. Look at that wincing that he has.
tight he
He's
is.
like, yeah, exactly.
Just had to throw that out there to
Oh,
gross
man.
out some listeners.
I haven't had that
Oh,
happen,
man.
dude, but I can imagine how uncomfortable that would be. Oh my God, bro.
Taco Bell, bad.
Taco Bell.
Bad.
I'll tag Taco Bell in this.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag runs for the border.
That's a good answer, bro. What's the biggest pet peeve when playing a show, dude?
Well, I'm not going to call anybody out, but no. But you know what?
In general, nothing specific.
I think they're all going to agree with me when I say this. We've always, been very, very aware of setup and teardown times.
Right, we get that a lot.
And we
yeah.
pride ourselves on like we are ready to go. We get our
Right.
shit up there, and when we're done, we're out. And it always killed me. It has always killed me when there's a band like they're the second band or the first band, and they're just slowly coiling up a cable while they're like bending down talking to their 5 friends, and it's taking like 15 minutes, and
Right.
you're standing there next to them like holding your cabinet, going, "Hey, can you move? Can you get out of the way?"
Yeah.
That whole like, oh. I'm not going to respect any of the other bands on this bill.
Right.
I'm just going to take my sweet time and yeah. And next thing you know, like the third band that was supposed to go on at 11, it's like 12:30. And the last band is like, I hope we can play before last call. That shit drives me insane. It's like, get your shit, get on the stage, get off.
Right.
For sure. Right in line with that, too, for me would be, because all the same implications, bands that play really long sets. You have a 4 or 5 band bill, and the second band gets up there and plays for like an hour. You're
Right.
like, dude, come
Get
on.
off of there. Yeah. Get the hell
Get
off.
off. 30 to 40 minutes, call it.
I always
Shout out to local bands.
Yeah.
I always like the whole, the opening band has all their friends there, and then right before their set's done, they go, "Party at our place right after this," and then everybody just files out.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dude, that reminds me of a show Strike the Design played over at the
Bancroft.
No.
Wasn't it?
The Second Wind over here in Santee.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
remember that? It was
Right, I totally do.
It was called My Elysian, or I forget the name of the group,
My
but
Elysian.
My
So,
Elysian.
yeah, exactly.
it was
Of
weird.
the Eiffel Tower and the.
The place was packed. We were stoked to be in there. We had our 5 friends with us, and we were like, "Oh wow, this is a great turnout." And as soon as that band finished, it dumped out.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were playing our cool cover of Hum Stars to the bartender. And
That's right.
Yeah, you got to kind of promote the next bands and let your following know to kind of stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's all
Well,
about
we
the
had this
etiquette.
one promoter that
What's
used to
etiquette?
book shows at the Brick, and he would do like singer-songwriter metal band, like singer-songwriter metal band. So it's like whatever the audience was there, they would get cleared out by the next band, and then that audience would get cleared out by the next one. It's like that's the other thing too. It's like you got to have some sort of like cohesive bill.
Right.
I don't get the whole like we're just going to be really eclectic, so that way nobody's happy.
Yeah.
I think some of that stuff can work. You know, you've seen some of these showcases where it's like a hip hop artist and
I was going to say that.
Yo,
punk rock versus hip hop,
totally.
but that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so like
But I don't want to hear
bipolar
like
that I
yeah.
think it works.
I don't want to hear like a Deftones and then Michelle Branch and then like
Exactly. What's the best concert you've ever been to? Who really sticks out?
Oh God, so many. One of my favorite shows was seeing RKL down at Iguanas in Mexico.
There you go.
It was shortly before Jason passed away, but it was a crazy show. It was Rancid, RKL, Pennywise, and The Offspring. RKL's amazing, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Good show.
Yeah, I think mine was back to the whole Soundgarden Super Unknown. It was like right after they released that album, they played a show at the Bing Crosby Hall at Del Mar. Small venue, especially for a band of that size, like super small, and you're right there in front of them, and it was mind-blowing.
Can't imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
That's rad that
it
you
was
saw
crazy.
that.
It was crazy. And then outside of that, I think it's not like seeing Nine Inch Nails come back from their big hiatus at Soma. And so it was like, again, another one of those huge bands, super small venue.
Right.
And that was like after the big hiatus where Nine Inch Nails disappeared. All of a sudden, the band's playing the first song. Trent Reznor walks out looking like a shaved-headed Henry Rollins. You're going,
Right.
what the fuck? Who is this dude? You're like, oh, he got clean and started lifting weights.
Right.
But it was like that entire building was just rumbling because it was so insanely loud and crazy. That was an insane show.
Was that the old Soma on Marina, or was that this new Soma?
It was the new one
right.
on
by
Sports Arena. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I saw Green Day at the old Soma. Like
Nice,
96,
nice.
dude. I mean,
That's crazy.
Yeah, right? Green Day, Blink.
They'd have to do 3 nights now.
Oh my God.
At a venue that small, there's no way they could just
That'd be
race through
insane.
town like that.
It'd be right if they did that. They did have that side project, Foxborough Hot Tubs.
Yeah.
Where they toured. They came out here and played like Belly Up Tavern, and Billy Joe was drinking PBR. And
Actually, I went to L.A. and I saw their other side project, The Network.
right. Yeah.
That was a really cool show too. But they're
They wear masks,
exactly.
right?
Now,
Yeah.
like nobody knows who they really are.
But they really do.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's fucking Devo and Green Day.
You're just screaming the whole time.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
fooling anyone,
Yeah, exactly.
bro.
Dookie, play Dookie.
Yeah, exactly. When I come around. What's a dream venue that you guys would like to play? I mean, I say any stadium would be
Wembley.
rad.
Yeah, Wembley.
Does that count?
I know, but is there? Yeah, oh,
Sold
fuck
out
yeah.
Wembley,
dude. Yeah, let's
Would
shoot
have
high,
to do
bro.
that with Biffy Clyro or the Foo Fighters. Yeah.
That'd be dope. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Anywhere locally that you think about playing that you haven't played? Have you guys played like the Belly Up? Do you have any interest?
I
in
would
playing
love
there?
to play
Oh,
the Belly
yeah.
Up.
I was just
Love to
there
play
recently.
Belly
Their
Up.
sound is insane.
Yeah, their sound has
good.
always been just
yeah.
pristine, perfect. Yeah, we'd love to play there.
I don't think they're a big punk rock venue, right? I mean,
really.
I saw
Yeah.
I saw Dead Milkman and Bomb Pops there a few months ago. That was
There
pretty
you go.
cool.
Didn't
Bomb
they
Pops
come?
are killing
Didn't
it.
they come under fire when DK played there? There was some like incident where I don't know. Jello was eating some chick out on stage or something. It was something weird like that. This was just not that long
wouldn't
ago.
doubt it.
No,
I
I'm
would-
serious. I think it was at the Belly
Jello.
Up.
It's like the
Wow.
punk rock version of SpongeBob.
I'll have to research that.
It sounds like an entertaining time to me, dude.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What's a first album? What's the first album that you recall buying?
The first album I bought myself, I think, was either Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil,
There you go.
or Devo, Freedom of Choice.
Hell yeah,
Like,
dude.
it was close to the same time. But
Did you see
the first album I actually ever had was Dynasty Kiss, but my dad bought that for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see The Dirt?
I did.
Motley Crue?
I did.
What'd you think of that?
It had moments. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I think they're going to win some Oscars for
I think
acting.
I think the best part is watching Ozzy licking up
Oh,
piss
dude.
and all around the pool.
Total true story. Snorting ants, bro. 100% true. Dude, that
So
actor that
gross.
played Ozzy was pretty good.
Yeah, Yeah.
I thought so.
I thought-
Probably even better than the guys that were portraying,
I thought so too.
crew. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. Anything else?
Oh, mine is embarrassing. I think the first one I bought was Michael Jackson's Bad.
There you go, dude. Mine was Dre the Chronic that I remember buying over at Tower Records.
Really?
So I mean, yeah.
1, 2, 3 into the foe.
Yeah, my
Right?
first album that I bought was Primus,
There you go.
Tales from the Punch Bowl. Everything other than that
Nice,
has always
dude.
just been handed down. And my
Nice.
dad gave me all his vinyl when I was in like 7th grade, so I just mostly listened to that.
Nice,
And-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was across the board. You guys remember like the BMG music
Oh, yeah.
deal, like where you know,
12
1 penny for
albums for
12
a penny.
albums, and it was, you know, I went to ghetto schools in El Cajon, so I was kind of across the board. It was like Master of Puppets, a Suicidal Tendencies album, and like Paula Abdul.
Mixing it up. Dude.
Those are the ones that they threw in. You got your
Forever Your
kicks.
Girl.
Yeah, suicidal shows, man. Those are frightening.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen them live, dude.
We're
saw 'em at
seeing people
Cane's.
getting the shit kicked out. Like,
Really?
That's the only show where like a pit was breaking out before the band ever came
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Like-
and that was at Cane's.
Yeah, that was at
way
Cane's.
back when.
What? Was it? Yeah.
That was the show that Willis got his arm broken, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Willis got his arm broke before the set started because there was a pit going on, like as
Yeah.
Suicidal was setting up.
The old
Holy
school like
shit.
hat, like Bill flipped
Right,
up, like
right.
the total like we're here to see Suicidal, man. And you're
The
going,
bros.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and they brought their own security. They were like these giant, like towering Hell's Angels guys
Yeah.
that pulled up with their motorcycles and they
Holy
just
shit.
posted up in front of the band.
Yeah.
Their security was instigating the pit.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
That's crazy.
Bullet arms.
What's a local band shout out that you guys have? Who you guys into locally?
No, damn it. There's too many mentions, Troy.
man.
Why are you doing this to
I
us?
know. Well, you can mention 4.
Well, it's crazy. I was watching the news the other morning and I saw this really good band like Ready Set Survive.
Never
or
heard
something
of
like
them.
that on KUSI. It was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
gnarly. These
All
guys
right.
are awesome.
Hey, all right. I'll air this episode. I was thinking twice, but yeah, I'll air it.
Yeah, like Gary said, there's so many, but one that I always think about that I just feel like has never gotten the recognition they deserve. I would throw a shout out right now to Travis and Rob from the Mice, Raul.
Oh, my God.
Those
Oh,
guys
yes.
are awesome.
Anyone but you, I need to feel that too. Even when you're not around. And everything I want on someone else.
You guys have been around forever, too,
I don't
right?
think enough people talk about it, man.
I don't think they do either. I don't see them around very often, dude. Are
They still
playing?
play. They still play,
Yeah.
man. The
Yeah, they
Mice
do.
are awesome.
They've been around since what, like 97?
early.
Oh, like early
Before that.
90s.
Well, and
Yeah.
I may be
Those
wrong.
dudes were originally in Billy Club.
Okay.
So
And Billy Club was
Shout
great.
out
And
to the
I
Mice,
may
dude.
be, I might be misspeaking, but I think it's June 15th.
they're
Billy Club is
getting
doing
back
a
together.
reunion show at the Bancroft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, Rob owns the Bancroft, so that's his venue.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they're one of those bands that like you could always count on that their set's going to be killer. Their sound is great.
Totally.
Their songs are together.
Love it.
Like they have never disappointed. They are so amazing.
Awesome, dude. That's a great local shout out. I remember those guys. I just haven't seen them around. Are they on like social media and Insta and
Oh, yeah.
Facebook? Are they okay?
Yeah.
They've modernized.
Yeah, they've always
Like
been
we
in
all
all that
have.
stuff. Yeah.
What do you guys
They're
think of-
probably less interested in it than I'd say a lot
Than
of
some other
bands because
guys.
they've been around for so long. They couldn't care less. They play music and have fun. That's another thing I respect about those guys. They're not doing it for any sort of angle like fame or notoriety. They do it because they enjoy it and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. What do you guys think of social media? I'm just curious personally.
Meh.
it's a very double. It's a
Yeah.
I
double-edged
consider you
sword.
guys kind of a little more old school mentality, and I don't even mean to say that because you're older. It's just
Because we're cranky.
I don't know. I feel like I have that mentality as well sometimes, where social media is, like Darren says, like a necessary evil.
Yeah.
It's a tool, but isn't it annoying as fuck sometimes?
Oh yeah,
absolutely
It's
is.
definitely a tool, and it's a way to get yourselves out there and reach a large amount of people. But at the same time, I mean, just
Oversaturated.
oh
maybe,
yeah,
and
and
people are-
I try to be very selective about what I do as far as posting stuff for the band.
Well,
don't
and,
like-
and our big thing too is like I think we're probably more active on Instagram because it's real easy. I love that platform. Just like here's a picture, tell a story, done.
right.
And the thing I don't like is like if I'm going to follow somebody with our account, like we actually give a shit. We're watching what people are doing. We are involved. I don't like the whole like, oh yeah, we just liked 50,000 people, so you can like me back. And,
Right. Right.
like,
Exactly.
I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. So it's
Right.
one of those things where I could care less about how many followers there are. Like when I see a band that's like, we have 20,000 followers. I'm like, yeah, but your band sucks. Like you should focus on the music. Now, if your music is great and you got 20,000 followers, then great. But yeah, I think my feeling with the social media thing is, yeah, it's a necessary evil, like Darren says. But if it comes after the more important part of like making sure you have good songs and you're having fun and doing a, service to the music and trying to put some good stuff out there, then focus on the social media part. I think the thing is I see a lot of people that kind of do it ass backwards, where it's like, let me focus on the promotion, making a name and building my brand, and then we'll figure out the music part. Like, whoa, no.
Yeah. I think it goes back to what Gary said too, is that you've got to kind of have a little bit of make it a point to make some sort of personal connection with the people that you're interacting with,
Yeah.
You don't just want to go blast your stuff out to 5,000 people and you don't know any of them.
Right.
But it's not even social media, because you think like way back in the day, it was the whole thing of like
1920s.
Yeah, you remember like let's blast out a bunch of texts to all of our friends to go, hey, we're playing a show, and they're like, dude, you haven't texted me in like fucking 6 months, and all of a sudden you're saying I got a show tonight. I should come out. Screw you, man.
Yeah. Or flyers. Whatever happened to flyering? Do you guys still do that? Is it even necessary?
Yeah.
We do them for online.
That's when you make a sweet JPEG and
yeah, exactly.
post it on your Facebook timeline, right?
I'm talking about those high resolution JPEGs.
Pretty much, yeah. What's a favorite hobby outside of music? Todd, I know you're into skating, right? Your favorite? What are you guys into, man? Gary, we got to touch on what you have going on with theater and side projects and stuff, dude. You're playing in country. You're playing Garth Brooks last night, homie.
Oh, yes, he was.
I'm playing Garth Brooks music.
That's cool, dude.
Well, yeah, so on the side, there's a little theater out in Santee called Off-Broadway Live, and I kind of fell into a position where I guess I'm, quote-unquote, their technical director, where I handle like the light and sound design and all the lighting and sound for all their shows. And they do two types of shows: theatricals, which are, your typical musicals, and then this other brand called like Encore Supper Club, where they have a live band, and it's all these dudes who are like virtuosos who were playing together as like Croce's house band for like 20 years.
Wow.
And they're all just insane, and that's what they do full time. And I think it's like every month or two, like they'll kind of do like a tribute to a genre and artist. And so like at the beginning of the year it was Chicago, the music of Chicago. We had like a 3-piece horn section, and then it was now
Eagles.
It's like Garth Brooks. Yeah, we did the Eagles.
Yeah.
And so when they said, we need another guitar player. And it was one of those, hey, the guy in the lighting booth, you play guitar, get down here. So I've been finding myself more and more on the stage. And then, so when they said, well, then who the hell are we going to have do lights and sound? I'm like, I know just the guy. It just happens to be the guy that I do all this recording and stuff. So now Aaron is up in the booth running all the sound and lights whenever I'm pulled down on the stage. So I've been able to loop him in.
Very cool.
But yeah, it's a good time, and it pushes me outside of, my
I would
comfort
think so.
zone.
Kind of refining.
From a guitar standpoint.
He's been playing country for decades.
Yeah. Well, even because I'm not trained. I know a little bit about theory, but I have to refresh it every couple of months. Like if you were to ask me right now, like to rattle off the circle of fifths, I'm like, can't do it.
It's been a while, yeah.
But and reading music, I can if like I'm sitting there, but I can't read on the fly. So these shows, they're way too quick, and they're gone before you know it. So you can't memorize all this material because like 22 songs. So I'm looking at sheet music with all the chords noted out, and from like my punk rock background is like, all right, I know what a D7 is, but then they're like, this is a D sus minor add 9. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Holy
so it's like forcing me to go and learn all.
You're
this
learning
stuff.
Some new stuff, dude.
Yeah. So it pushes me outside of that comfort zone, and shit, sometimes I have hard enough time remembering my own lyrics, let alone somebody else's songs. So that's always a nice panic attack too.
And I imagine and anticipate a country album coming from Fallen Monuments soon, right?
You may be surprised.
I think that'd be hilarious, bro. A country track on your full length, maybe.
Maybe.
You might hear something sooner than that.
Yeah. If Bad Religion could do Kerosene and Man with a Mission, those are totally country tunes.
That's rad, dude. So Fallen Monuments up and off Broadway over here in Santee. That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Right on. Very cool. Any other hobbies?
It's all music, man.
Yeah, all music related.
Well, Gary was saying I got roped into this live sound thing,
Roped.
which is all.
Is that a cowboy reference?
Roped, pun intended.
Roped and branded.
So that's actually been a hell of a lot of fun. You know,
cool.
for me as well, doing the live stuff pushes me a little bit outside my comfort zone. I'm way into the recording stuff. I've been geeking on that for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Trying ways to waste all my money. And so,
It's
but
expensive, huh? Yeah. Both you and Gary seem to be into that, right? The production
for
side.
sure. It's totally.
They
down
love
the rabbit
wasting
hole.
their money.
But
Me too with podcasting. It's so fun. No.
But it's the total nerd out thing too, where like Aaron and
It
I are
is.
on the phone and he's like, I was looking at this compressor and oh my God, the stats on this thing.
Are you looking to take on more local projects for pre-pro and for actual
we
recordings?
we would definitely love to. You know, we're trying to find the time to do it. I know. Just recently, we were talking to our boy Larry and his band 9 Volt Murder, and so
Word,
Yeah.
9 volt.
Yeah, we just played with them at Brick for the Halloween show. They added on last minute.
bunch of great dudes, and we really love their music. We and we love bands where we can see something in them and go, you guys are just you're right there, and we want to drag you in and throw some stuff at you
because to that
guys.
point too, like we love the recording aspect and the nuts and bolts of it all, but we also want to work with bands that we can kind of have a producing relationship with
sure.
and go, oh my God, you know, it'd be so cool. Do this part like this. Do this D-sus add 9.
Add some twang guitar right there, bro.
Exactly. You guys got a pedal steel?
Yeah,
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
some steel guitar. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that's rad. And bands that are cool, obviously. Right?
Oh,
Not
absolutely.
you're interested in helping out.
Absolutely. Like, and well, that's like when we got together with the Rough. It wasn't really.
exactly.
We did some pre-pro with them because we love those guys.
I talked with Darren, and I heard those recordings. I think I was one of the few that did. And fuck,
Yeah.
dude, I told Darren, damn, you could totally release this.
Yeah, but we
absolutely
we really enjoyed working with those guys, and they came ready to go. I mean, that's another big thing too. It's like because our time is so limited, we want to jump in and we want to hit the ground running. We don't want to like, oh, I haven't been rehearsing. I don't know what I'm doing here, and let's just kind of dick around for a while.
Right. I want to say that's one of the biggest pet peeves of an engineer is being unprepared, and I could totally imagine that would be annoying as fuck.
Yeah, and we're in that old school when we were young and had shitty jobs, and we're paying way too much per hour. And so we're going like, all right, we're going to practice every single day until we go into the studio because time is money.
Yeah.
And we have 18 songs to record.
Yeah, we have 18 songs. We're going to blow through. But on the flip side, that was also like, how was that take? At 45 it was good enough. Like, moving on.
And Jeff Forrest, God bless him, be like, yes, it is.
Oh, shout out to Jeff, man.
Kids from
He's awesome.
Torrance,
Love it.
Kids from Torrance called. They thought it was great.
Yeah. Brandon, any hobbies?
Music, pretty much.
Yeah,
And I
cool.
do a little bit of the off-road thing.
Okay.
A little bit of fabrication and stuff like that. And that I've grown up in it. So
Awesome, dude. Some fab.
Yeah.
There you go. East County, you kind of have to,
yeah,
I guess,
I
right?
grew up in Hamul, man. So
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
if I didn't have a car, I wouldn't have a car if I didn't build it myself.
Reveal something about yourself that most people wouldn't know. And on our last episode, we had somebody reveal that they had 3 testicles.
Oh, jeez.
So beat that.
Yeah, I have 4 testicles. I see
I
your
have
3 testes and I
4.
raise you one. Well, not that everybody knows me like real well, but I would say one of the things that for me is that I absolutely love punk rock, but I absolutely am a sucker for like R&B and jazz and
Awesome, dude.
soul music and 80s synth wave, like new wave stuff, like Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order is probably, I'm going to spin that as soon as I drive away from this place.
There
all
you
that
go.
stuff, like, what was it, a Miles Davis quote, I think, where he's like, good is good.
Right.
Like, it's just good is good.
Absolutely.
And, I'm a sucker for anything with a really good melody.
I think that reflects in your voice, too. You know, I think you have an above par voice for the punk,
Thank you,
the
Trump,
punk
for saying
genre.
that.
And I think I'll steal Chad's
Auto-tune, man,
quote.
it helps.
Well, and I've seen you guys live, dude. But I'll steal Chad's quote from outside of the soda bar. He said that you were one of the best voices to come from the punk rock scene in San Diego.
Oh, shit.
And I think he mentioned Rocket from the Crypt as well. But yeah, so I think that
thank you.
reflects in your singing, dude.
I think Chad was drinking a little bit. But
Chad was hammered.
Yeah.
Chad was on drugs, obviously. But anything else that sticks out? I have a third nipple that I mentioned. It's very small. It doesn't milk. It doesn't
I was
produce-
conceived at an Aerosmith concert.
Were you? Insert crazy now. Todd, did you want to say anything?
No, I was trying to decide if I'm just being private or if I'm really just uninteresting. So I don't know.
Oh yes, yeah. We're all family men. I think most people know that, but I know you guys are really into your children and your family. And
absolutely.
I am
Absolutely.
too. That's 100% my first priority in life.
I'm coming up on 20 years marriage.
Wow, 20 years,
Yeah.
huh? Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Jeez, I waited 10 to ask my wife. So
I waited 3. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We've been together for, wow, congratulations. Very cool. 20 years. We'll throw a rager at your house, and like I said, we'll wreck the place. No. Todd's like, not so much.
Nah, let's
Yeah.
not do that. We could throw a rager, but we don't have to wreck the place.
Yeah.
It'll be like Animal House.
We could wreck some brain cells. That's good
Yeah.
enough, right? Yeah.
And I've got to say, I went to your housewarming party that you had, and Todd has an amazing house right down the street from us. Congratulations on
Thanks,
your new
man.
purchase. You have a 2016, a new home
Yeah.
up in El Cajon, the anus of San Diego, but on a very nice street.
Insert sound clip.
El Cajon? That's the anus of San Diego.
Yeah, it's a great neighborhood. As I was pulling up to your place, I went, oh shit, Todd could probably just walk over here.
I know.
We were talking about that before we
He
started. Yeah.
mentioned that and play guitar down the street. Yeah, we're very close. So congrats to you, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Favorite song to play live? We'll play a couple of unplugged songs here shortly. But what is a crowd pleaser, man, from Fallen Monuments?
Well, I don't know if we can speak to crowd pleasers because they're all just smiling the whole time.
Yeah.
No, Conflicted is probably one of my favorite to play.
I like So Cliche.
Okay.
Oh,
Hits
yeah.
me in the feels.
It's me the feelies.
I like Conflicted too. That's always
Yeah.
been my favorite song out of this band. Gary actually wrote that one before we collectively came together, and I remember listening to it when he first arranged it, and I was thinking, dude, this is one of the best songs I've ever heard him put out.
Just
It's
a banger from the
really
start.
nice melody in there.
And gets right to it, too. There's a
Yeah.
simple drum intro from what I recall, and then
Yes,
bam,
very
right
sim-
into the
very
verse.
simple.
Don't fuck around with
Simple
any
person.
Don't mess around with any guitar intros, which is my I'm guilty for sure. But
The
Well,
rock
just
star
wait
intro.
until the next album. We have our punk rock versions of November Rain.
nice.
Speaking of
Nice.
intros, that song you guys played for
Yeah.
KUSI,
God
that's a
damn,
great
intro.
guitar intro, man. You're killing it with all the finger
The finger tapping, yeah.
It sounded really good
Thank
actually
you.
on that.
I just got
Yeah.
my new orange rock reverb, so I'm still trying to
Oh,
dial
killer.
that in a bit. But thank you very much for watching.
KUSI has been one of those ones where they've like always brought it locally.
I think it's pronounced
KUSI.
KUSI.
And the breeze. Yeah, exactly.
John Coleman, shout out to him, dude.
One of the
30 years.
Yeah, one of the founders of the Weather Channel.
It was very cool. I can't say enough great stuff about the staff over there, Gina. Again, if you're listening and you want your band to be on KUSI, just shoot me a message and I'll send you
Gina?
the exact email.
Hey,
you know.
Gina.
Hey, Gina, what's up?
Why don't you
Thank
put
you,
our
Gina.
band on your
Not tagging
television
KUSI. Not- we will never be invited back. No, all good stuff. We're going to dream, all right? We're going to dream
Yeah.
under the Palapa. Take a deep breath. Namaste. Close your eyes if you want to.
I'm gonna stay right here in this chair.
Namaste. If you could tour with any current band, who would you guys choose?
Oh, that's really tough. Probably,
We ask the tough questions on here, my friend.
I would say
Yeah.
two bands potentially, Biffy Clyro or Trash Boat. They're both bands from across the pond in the UK that are really big right now, and I'm such a fan of their music. I think it would be cool to get behind the scenes with a
Awesome.
tour like that.
I'll check both of them out. I
Yeah.
haven't heard of either.
Shame on you.
You suck, you jackass.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be hosting a podcast.
You're dead to me. I think
Dead to
probably
me.
Body Jar would be.
Okay.
I love those guys so much. Body Jar Face to Face.
There you go.
Two
You guys
bands that I
match up with
absolutely
Face to Face
love.
well. Yeah.
But Body Jar is one of those I've never even seen them live because they, they're an Australian band. They like never come up, and they are just so good. And I think we would just be a good fit. But that'd be a great tour.
It would be a good fit
Yeah.
sonically, yeah.
Very cool.
I'm gonna go big and say Foo Fighters.
There you
I
go.
hear they have a little bit of pull. We might get a few more.
Yeah, they have, they have a following. Yeah, there'd be some people there.
Yeah.
If you could bring a musician back from the dead, who would you pick?
Bomber from RKL.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I'd say too.
That guy died way too soon. I don't know if you've ever listened to his other project. It's called The Other.
Oh.
It's some of the best, as
man.
far as the skate punk sound from the 90s. In my opinion, that record's one of the best that came out, and nobody knows it.
It's amazing.
How old was he when he died?
28 or something like that. He was
Yeah.
pretty young. Yeah.
Way young. Yeah.
He was in the midst of working on the second record, I believe, for The Other when he died.
How did he die?
Causes unknown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's way young.
It's kind of like the RKL curse, right?
Same with Jason Sears.
Jason.
And I know he struggled with addiction and stuff like that for his
Yeah.
whole life, pretty much. But
Kind of that Santa Barbara crew, Derek from
yeah,
Lagwagon and all that.
all the Nardcore bands.
Yep.
Yeah. Staying pleasant here on the podcast.
Yeah. You know what?
Downer.
As much as I love Soundgarden, I wouldn't say Chris Cornell because we got a lot out of him. I would love to
Right.
see a guy like Lane Staley
Right.
Oh,
still
yeah.
be alive and hear
Who didn't
what
peak, maybe.
Yeah, and hear like what other stuff that guy could do.
a
Because
great one.
Mad Season
Oh, that
was
was
an
amazing.
record too.
Real jazzy and
Oh,
smooth.
so good. I would love to
Yeah.
have heard more from that guy.
I'm bringing back Dimebag.
Oh,
Yes.
Guys,
Yeah,
it
that-
would have been
get
so
your
cool.
pulse.
That's a good one.
So
Yeah.
cool to see what he would have
Oh,
done.
yeah, totally.
What a crazy way to go out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit, man. Rest in peace. I was really into Pantera back in the
yeah.
day, for sure, man.
Can I tell you a quick story about that?
Yeah, let's hear it,
So,
dude.
if Winston listens to this is for Winston.
Winston Wittes,
So I
shout
remember
out.
Winston and I were sitting in his parents' van driving up to this vacation in Lake Nacimiento, and it had like one of those like 6-disc changers. They were like, "Oh my god, this thing has a 6-disc changer!"
Right.
So he put in Far Beyond Driven,
Nice.
and we're just sitting in the
Great
back.
album.
It's getting late. You know, where it's just quiet. It's pitch black outside, and the album's going. And I think he's passed out, and I'm sitting there in one of the captain's chairs behind the driver's seat. And all of a sudden, that song, I think it's a Far Beyond Driven, right? Where it's like Good Friends and a Bottle of Pills comes on. It's like, yeah, exactly. The most explicit opening. And I remember just sitting there going like, I'm going to pretend I'm asleep right now. Like while his mom is looking back at us going like, what the fuck is this right now? It's like, I'll fuck your girlfriend. I'm like, no.
That's rad.
Like, this is not good.
Vulgar Display of Power, dude, also. And
Oh, yeah.
Southern Trent, great Southern Trent Kill. Those albums were just insane.
You know what? Yeah. I back to riffs. Dude.
Yeah.
Cemetery
So many good
Gates.
ones.
Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best riffs of all time.
So many good ones. Yeah.
Cemetery Gates made me
Cemetery
want to
Gates.
learn how to play pinch harmonics.
Right.
All right, because the whole opening riff, the whole thing is a pinch harmonic, like an arpeggiated pinch harmonic.
Yeah. He was a shredder. Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
Dimebag, dude. Rest in peace. Yeah, good answer. If you could wave a magic wand and make a band never exist, we retired Nickelback and we retired Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, those are pretty low. That's low hanging fruit.
Can I say two?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll probably catch shit for this one, even
pop? Let's
even
make 'em real
even from some
popular.
of these guys maybe. But I have never been a fan of the Muse.
Okay.
Oh, I hate you.
That was going to go on my best concert of all time list.
Yeah, man. The last one I went to, they were flying drones around the sports arena. It was
Right.
crazy.
That kind of stuff's
Todd's
cool.
going to punch us.
Yeah, no, we have our musical differences for sure. The other one I would throw out there would be the late Weezer.
Okay.
Yeah, anything
I've
after
never
the
been
first
a
album.
huge fan of
Everything
Weezer, dude,
after
to be
the
honest
Blue
with you.
record?
Yeah,
I agree.
No.
100%.
totally agree.
The Blue album was dope.
Yep.
Like I'm a big Buddy Holly and Say It Ain't So and even the Sweater Song, all their hits and
yeah, in
there's
the
some other
garage.
ones.
Yeah, everything on that.
But
on
they
that
get a
album's
little
great.
weird or something,
Absolutely.
dude. And what do you think of the remake of Africa?
I think it's shitty.
I think they
you
should
think
have
it's
done
too-
more to make it their
Their
own
own.
original. I
A
mean,
little too close to
they
the
really
original.
adhered to the original.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's the problem. is
It's
that
not as good as the original.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You run the risk whenever you cover a song and you try to do it the way the original does it. If you don't outdo them, then game over. And the original, the production value on it is
kill
so
it.
insane. that you hear like the Weezer version, you're like, yeah, that sucks.
It's a step down.
It sucks.
Yeah, I would agree.
The auto tune is super evident in the vocals on
It
that
is.
one, and it just shows you right there. He can't sing as well as
Right.
Yeah.
Toto.
Right.
Is that the original group?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toto.
Toto, yeah. Cool.
Also,
Anyone else?
Roseanne.
I'm probably going to get shit for this too, but I cannot stand Morrissey.
Okay.
So wait, would
And the
you
Smiths, the
would you
Smiths,
wait
yeah.
Morrissey disappear or the Smiths?
Morrissey.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think the Smiths would still be good with the different
are
singer.
good. Oh, with a different singer. Okay.
Okay.
You just don't like the more you
I don't
ignore
know, man.
me, the closer I get.
How
know
could
what?
you?
I
How
would-
could you say that right now, Loons?
I know I'll upset a lot of people and say
I was gonna-
I would make Pearl Jam disappear because I have never
Really?
never
Okay.
ever been into them. It
Not
just
a fan of their
just
vocals.
didn't.
or-
Yeah, well, it just didn't hit me. There's nothing about that band I like, and
Okay.
some like people are so rabid, and some of their own self-importance is so big that I.
Right.
What was like? They were the ones, right, that won a Grammy, and he, came up was like,
This
"This
means
means nothing." Like, well, then don't show up.
Okay.
Like, then don't show up.
I didn't hear that. That's kind of douchey.
But
yeah.
for the most part, the songs just.
Have you heard
never
his
really got
acoustic
me.
stuff that was into like Into the Wild and all
Yeah,
that? Not into
just-
it. You're not into his voice.
It's a voice.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm with you, except for like the first album. 10 was I thought was pretty decent,
Yeah.
but it was more
Gary's
the
like, no.
music,
No,
the groove of
no,
everything.
but that's where the thing. It's like Temple of the Dog, all that stuff. You take the guys that are in Pearl Jam, and they're all great.
As
It's just
TP.
any better. Let me just, the magic wand will just erase him. I'll Thanos him from existence.
Snap
your fingers.
What's happening, Mr. Stark? I'm afraid.
I don't know what his deal is, but he doesn't enunciate. He likes to kind of slur
Yeah,
his
that's his
words a
thing.
little bit, right? That's his thing.
He's like the '90s Bob Dylan.
And like even like what's the fucking song, dude? About the porch where you can't hear a fucking word he's saying.
What was that awful cover that he did? That was, I think, in the early 2000s. Oh, where could my
Yes, I
baby
can't
be?
stand that.
It's so horrible.
I have to say I do like Pearl Jam. I am a fan, but I cannot stand that
Yeah.
fucking cover.
It's so bad.
And
It's so
the
bad.
song I'm thinking was the down 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 down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Yellow?
How does it go?
It's Yellow Ledbetter.
Yes.
That's the one.
He's talking about like two old people on a porch.
I thought he was singing about a ShamWow. Got a ShamWow at the Del Mar Fair, yeah. And a leather wallet with my name on it.
It could be. Yeah. Anyways, okay. We'll
So
blow Eddie
this is all
Vedder
turned
away.
just into hate for singers.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I have
Let me tell
another
you all
one
the
that I
singers
could.
that
I
I
could
hate.
You're
seriously
confusing
do
the
with,
ShamWow with the slap chop.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna love my nuts.
No, man. As long as we're hating on singers, I can do without Dave Matthews.
Okay.
I love the band, love everything about it. But if you take him out of it,
You have my
down.
support on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm a fan.
You suck, you jackass.
It's all
You
subjective. Yeah,
jackass.
Could you?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen them live too, dude. And then they're like the modern day Grateful Dead. They're just an insane like jam.
But they
band.
drive around in their tour bus dumping diarrhea.
I do get the hatred of DMB for sure. I mean, his voice is it
Crash
can be a
into
bit
you.
much.
More like crash into a bus.
That song's about banging chicks, right? Crash into you.
What?
Yeah.
Love Gun by Kiss? What are we talking about?
All right, before we jam with you guys, and I'm super stoked for that, we will rearrange the microphones. Where would you guys like to be ultimately with Fallen Monuments? What's your ultimate goal? Are you on your right path? I usually say 5 years, but I mean, what's your goal for the band?
Are we living our best lives?
I know it's fun. For me, it's a fun thing. And,
Well, that was the big thing. When we got together, it was just like I mentioned earlier about
Zero expectations.
Yeah, we weren't trying to play a certain genre. We just said, let's just play music we love. And really, that first album, there was so much going on in our lives that a lot of it was a big catharsis. And we all realized that, and sure, it's same for you, right? That music is just inextricably part of you.
Sure.
And it's just a self-expression and a way to, get things out and to create and to put stuff out there. And if one person out there is like, oh my God, I dig the stuff that you guys are making, then mission accomplished. If a bunch of people love it, then great. I would absolutely love that. But our agenda is just to try to make good art, make good music,
Right.
and hopefully people will connect with what we're doing.
Right.
And
Great
really,
answer.
I think it's for the love of too. I mean, like we really are like family. We've known each other for so many years now that it's just
Truly.
This is our bonding time, our hanging out time.
This is our Sunday golf. This is our Sunday golf.
This band is our Sunday golf.
Yeah, very cool.
No plans for a big tour or anything like that
Yeah.
Do
necessarily.
you guys plan on touring? Do you want to tour?
I don't
Do
know
you
about
feel like
tour,
bands
but,
need to tour?
Well,
I mean, I guess that's a stupid question, but
well, no, I think so. If you were doing the whole like you're on the road constantly and that is your thing and you're hitting it, obviously I think there's going to be some returns out of that
Right.
and some recognition just in seeing your name constantly out there as on tour. But in the social media age, it's not like you have to go to Boise because Boise would never have found out about you.
Right.
It's like no, they can find out about you. Like the barrier to entry is gone. And,
Right.
But the problem is now you really have to be good because everybody can get on.
Yeah, it's saturated.
So you just kind
Right.
of you got to raise above everybody else. But the
Right.
the thing is like so I don't think touring is necessary, but would it be a great experience and something like every
Sure.
band should have the opportunity to do? Absolutely, absolutely.
potentially, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and
Unless
we
you're
had,
playing
like-
to no one, but
if
Yeah.
it makes sense, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing we've said too. Like, if there was something like maybe not a tour, but an out of town date that
Yeah.
made sense, where there was
Yeah.
a reason for us to go, we definitely would.
Awesome.
We got some buddies that we've been talking to out in SLC, and we were talking about a potential date in Phoenix, and going, well, why don't we just figure that out for a weekend and go to hang out with those people and to play a good show
Sure.
for a specific purpose, not just going like let's just go to go.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
I mean,
great,
it goes
yeah.
back
Make
to
it
our
worth your
thing, though.
while.
Like, yeah. We
Or
all
even
we
bring
all have
family,
jobs. and
make
we
a
all- yeah,
vacation out of it,
exactly.
dude. Bring
Yeah, exactly.
the kids or
Yeah.
something. Go play a show in
Yeah.
Kauai.
Oh,
Right,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, dude, absolutely.
Little interest in hopping in a van with all these guys and like
Yeah.
sleeping and
Sleeping
sleeping
on
on
each
each other's
separate,
stinks.
right?
Sleeping on the ball sacks and stuff.
Yeah, I would take my family. I'd be in a nice hotel and,
Right.
and do a vacation and build that around it for sure. But yeah, the idea of touring right now is probably off the table
Right.
in the sense of going on the road for multiple months or something like that. I don't think any of us with our families and work even would be able to do that.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Believe me, the glamour wears off of the tour real quick. About hour 6 away from home.
Hour 6.
It's a good experience. But
After that first Taco Bell drive-through.
I know. No Taco Bell on the road.
No,
Huh, Tom?
no love for Taco Bell on this cast.
definitely do not eat Taco Bell in Los Banos.
So we're gonna go unplugged here shortly. Why don't we do Conflicted since you guys are so into that?
Nope.
Have you guys practiced? Oh, is that out? So you guys do have some songs.
That
set
is
up.
one that will not translate.
Okay. So what are you guys gonna play?
Let's do Old Friend for You since you
Yeah.
Troy, I'm the
Yeah,
host. You will
Addison.
do what I ask.
That's
you.
right. That's right. Because you said, and then we got one other one.
We'll do
Okay.
for us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One for you, one for us.
Asshole. No. We'll change the mics around and we'll jam.
Cool.
Right on,
Let's do
guys.
it.
Every time I feel an overload, nothing seems alright. If I can't win this fight, and I can't help but think about it all. The things that I have lost, the meaning and the cost. Maybe it's something that we've all forgotten, pushed aside and locked away all too often.
All right, we have come to the unplugged portion of Palapalooza with Fallen Monuments. Let's go! Gary, let's hear some country, bro. Come on, what were you rocking last night?
I was feeling the blues.
Yeah.
I was watching the news when this fella came on the TV. He said, I'm telling you that science is proving that heartaches are healed by the sea.
Yes.
Without even knowing. No, okay, we're going to stop
Dude,
there.
that was Garth, right?
Yep. Two pina coladas.
Two Pina Coladas by Garth Brooks. Rad. Killing it,
yeah,
homie.
yeah.
All right.
Aaron's ears are bleeding right now.
Aaron, not a big country fan, bro?
He's
no.
heard it. He's heard
not
it too.
really. Yeah. You guys are going to start us off with Old Friend
Yeah.
from Distance and Time, correct?
Yes.
Which I have to say got a lot of press, right? You guys, wasn't that ranked like #1 punk album from some site?
Yeah. It was pretty crazy. I guess we have a lot of German fans.
Was that in German? Was that where was that?
I think they're actually from Poland.
Poland. Yeah.
They were
there
in
we go.
Poland, and
Yeah.
what website was that? Do you recall?
Melodic.
Melodic punk style.
Yeah,
Right
melodic
on.
punk style.
That was cool. That was cool to see. All right, Old Friend Unplugged by Fallen Monuments. Let's do it.
Take one.
Take 1 of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
overload. Nothing seems alright if I can win this fight. But I can't help but think about it all, the bleeding and the cost, the things that I have lost. Maybe it's something that we've all forgotten, pushed aside and locked away all too often. When you tell me everything has changed, I just don't agree. Perspective is the key. When I close my eyes, I see a band standing on their stage. Everything is safe. Maybe it's something that we've all forgotten. Maybe it's time to crawl out of our coffins. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time, yeah. And I really couldn't say no, 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 how I'd make it through the day without you in my soul. Oh, maybe it's something that we've all forgotten. Maybe it's time to turn it up more often. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time, yeah. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time, yeah. Oh, and I really couldn't say no, 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 how I'd make it through the day without you in my soul. Oh, my worst dreams come true. Oh, and everything's been taken from me. I just need your song. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time, yeah. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time, yeah. Hello, old friend, it's been a long time, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was great. Love it. Old friend. Fallen Monuments. Mitch is here. Mitch is chatting. He says hello. He asked
Hey, Mitch.
who's winning the game. He asked you guys to have his children. He said you're sounding great, which I agree. You guys are fucking rad.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
very cool. And you slowed it down a little bit, which
Yeah.
definitely works acoustic, man. That was awesome. Love it, dude.
Shall we country it up, Aaron?
Let's country it up.
All right.
For the second song, you're going to play a country tune?
Let's do something. Ready?
Let's go, bro. Yeehaw! Let's go! Yeah!
Do your best to sunrise. couple lines, then read them back and tell me who you are. Now did you think about all the good times you had, who you were in the past? Now was it all about where you're going to and the things you have? Or tell me what you're fighting for. Do you even know anymore? Live to the fullest, cause it could end like a dream or at the end of a bullet. Oh. So many mistakes that have been made. We picked each other up along the way. We banded together and somehow we survived. And the wounds were healed, but through it all, make more every day. But the scars and broken hearts remind us we're alive. Oh, tell me what you're fighting for. Do you even know anymore? Live to the fullest, cause it could end like a dream or at the end of a bullet. Tell me what you're fighting for. Do you even know anymore? Live to the fullest, cause it could end like a dream or at the end of a bullet.
Fallen Monuments! Check them out at a coffee shop near you, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. I could see you guys playing that at like Dark Horse Coffee for sure. Or Starbucks or whatever.
Who will save your soul?
Throw a little jewel in there, dude. Mitch said give everyone hugs except for Todd.
Give him something else.
Yeah. Hell yes, dude. Is that it?
Yeah.
You guys good with that?
We're spent.
Right on. You're spent. And I'm spent. Yeah. Right on. So we have the 90s Goes punk rock show coming up August 3rd.
Yep. Yeah.
Anything
we have
else?
a show. Yeah, we have a show coming up in June.
In June?
At the Bancroft with our buddies in 9 Volt Murder.
Dope.
As one of their, like a release party for those guys.
Cool.
And the Waste-Aways will be on that as well, too.
Waste-Aways, 9 Volt Murder, and Fallen Monuments, June at the Bancroft?
Yeah.
What's the date on that one?
I think it's...
Just look them up. Look up Fallen Monuments on social media.
There will be digital flyers incoming.
There will be JPEGs going around, folks, that you can check out. Right on. Dude, Fallen Monuments. Thank you guys so much for being here. That was a lot of fun. That sounded great, man.
We had a blast.
I don't know how many times you played that, but it was good. I loved it. It sounded really good, man.
All right, should we do it again for real this time?
Right. Fallen Monuments. Check them out on social media, Instagram. They have a bunch of JPEGs floating around.
Yep.
And I'm a big fan, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Love you guys, man. Thanks for being on.
We love you too, Troy. Thanks for having us.
We are out. Yeah, thanks a lot for listening. Palapalooza with Fallen Monuments.
Woohoo!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Never had it easy. Always thinking about harder for myself. There were too many options. One by one, they're placed back on the shelf. Why did it take so long to finally get the message through? Well,
1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza. Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza. Words.
Oh, wait, fucking stop. Wait.
And that's how we do it on
Yeah.
Palapalooza,
Wait.
folks.
All right.
Not fucking around.
Yeah, strum pattern. Okay. I still got Garth Brooks in my head. So let's do this for real.